Hi, this is Patrick Finley at the Chicago Sun-Times. I'm joined here by my colleague Mark Potash, and Monday at Hallis Hall, they call it their Wednesday, their Thursday, something like this.
Nobody knows what day it is around here.
What we do know is that Jay Cutler spoke today, and Henry Melton is going to be trying to chase him down on Thursdays. It seems like the Bears made a Jeremiah Ratliff for Henry Melton trade, and I'm curious, who won that?
Well, it worked out well for both teams. There's no doubt about it. Interesting situation because there was one scenario where the Bears lost a key player, had a key player injured, but yet, as disastrous as last season was when Melton was not there, they really made up for it. Right. They have filled that hole with Pye and Ratliff at full strength this year. They really don't, per se, miss Henry Melton. Right. They have a whole lot of other holes, I guess, right. But that situation has actually worked itself well for the Bears.
Right, and it did, like you said, for both teams, the Cowboys got a motivated player too, and I'm not sure Stephen Pyatt does what he's been able to do this year if there are other guys pushing him and maybe keeping him on the sideline. And
what's interesting about the Melton situation, because very few Bears players who had major surgeries like him have ever been the same player. Right. You can go back to Mark Colombo and Nathan Vasher and Tommy Harris, and the list is very long. And good for Henry Melton to at least establish himself as an NFL player. He leads them in sacks, and I think the key is that he's had very limited snaps.
Right.
They've really managed it well, and I think that's something the Bears, in fact, frankly, don't do as well. They don't manage injuries well. They don't kind of manage situations well. The Cowboys are very good at it. They resurrected Colombo. They've gotten the most out of Melton by limiting his snaps, and even he says he's still working himself into shape. So I think he'll be even better. It's kind of a good news story, I think, that Henry Melton is back being a productive player in the NFL.
And talking about storylines today, it seemed everybody wanted to talk to Jay Cutler and Matt Forte about the fact that Matt Forte didn't run the ball. The team ran the ball 8 times. 7 of them were actual handoffs. Yeah. Between him and Aaron Cromer and Jay Cutler and Mark Trestman, everybody seems to be saying, well, in a perfect world, you'd have balance. And my question for you is, where was that on Thursday?
Well, it's a good question, Pat, and I think it really exemplifies the way things have gone around here. They know they failed at that. Right. They know they have a problem, but how do they correct it? How do they do it again? Sure, they'll be able to run the ball against the Cowboys, because a lot of teams do. It's being able to run the ball against teams that people think they can't. That when you run the ball just to be able to run the ball, just because you can, that's where the Bears have to get. I think that's kind of been the Bears' problem. They have not really forced the issue. They've got this great offense, and they're always taking what the defense gives them. I think even to Aaron Rodgers and Tony Romo and quarterbacks like that and Tom Brady, they don't really do that. They think much more aggressively, and I think that's been one thing that's kind of been missing. That if you're looking for a reason why this offense has taken a step back this season, I think that's probably the biggest reason. It's just the whole attitude that they just take what's given to them instead of just taking what they should.
And as Matt Forte said, you can't expect to win if you're throwing 50 times a game, and I think that's just about as damning of the game plan as anything us in the media could come up with. And with that, we'll leave you from our prestigious closet at Hallis Hall. For Mark Potash, I'm Patrick Finley. Stay with ChicagoSunTimes.com for all your Bears news.